There's a level most people never reach. Not because they can't, because they won't do one thing. They won't act when they don't feel like it. Stay with me, because this is where everything changes. Not your plan, not your goals, your standard, right now. Most of your life is controlled by how you feel. You feel motivated, you act. You feel tired, you stop. You feel uncertain, you hesitate. And you've normalized that. You've accepted it as just how it is. It's not. It's a lack of control. Because if your actions depend on your emotions, you're not in control, your emotions are. And emotions, they change constantly. They're inconsistent, unpredictable, unreliable. And yet, that's what you're building your life on. That's why you start and stop. That's why you commit and fall off. That's why you say, this time is different, and end up in the same place. Because you're waiting to feel like it. Disciplined people don't wait. They don't ask, how do I feel today? They ask, what did I say I was going to do? And then they do it. No matter what, tired, they do it. Busy, they do it. Don't feel like it, they do it. That's the difference. And I know what you're thinking. That's extreme. It's not sustainable. It's too much. No, it's control. What's extreme is living a life you don't want because you couldn't control your actions. What's unsustainable is constantly starting over. What's too much is staying exactly where you are. So let's be honest. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a control problem. And control is simple, not easy, but simple. You separate action from emotion. Completely. You stop asking yourself how you feel. You stop negotiating. You stop debating. And you replace it with one rule. If I said I would do it, I do it. That's it. No exceptions. No conditions. No, I'll do it later. No, I'll start tomorrow. Just action. Because every time you follow that rule, you take control back. Every time you act without emotion, you get stronger. Every time you do what you said, you reinforce a new identity. And identity is everything. Because once that identity locks in, you don't need motivation. You don't need discipline hacks. You don't need to try harder. You just execute, automatically. But that only happens if you stop making exceptions. Because one exception becomes a pattern. I'll skip today. I'll do it later. I'm too tired. That's how it starts, and that's how you lose control again. So you need to decide, are your actions conditional or are they fixed? Do you act only when it's convenient, or do you act no matter what? Because those two paths lead to completely different lives. The version of you with control doesn't negotiate, doesn't wait, doesn't depend on emotion. They decide once, and they follow through every time. Again and again and again, until it becomes automatic, until it becomes identity, until it becomes who they are. And when you reach that point, everything changes. Consistency becomes normal. Execution becomes automatic. Results become inevitable. Not because you're different, but because you're in control. So we go back to the beginning. There's a level most people never reach, not because they can't, because they won't do one thing. Act when they don't feel like it. No matter what.